Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Glad to see you all out tonight. In tonight, I guess that's the case, right? Whatever the case may be. No, I am not wearing the bright, beautiful shirt that I talked about on the show this morning because I didn't realize it. I totally forgot about it until I saw your comment there. Look at the moon. But just so y'all know, you're tuning in for the first time. We love the chat here. Huh. Midnight Americano. We got chat going on both YouTube and on Rumble. Rumble.com/coffee-nuance/live. We're going to be here for about an hour tonight, but good to see everybody up and in the chat. Yeah, I got a great Dia de los Muertos shirt. Totally forgot about it until I saw your until I saw your comment. You needed to make that comment about 15 minutes ago. But I'm not exactly sure where it is. Otherwise, I'd just run back and grab it right now. But I'm organized like that. So cheers. Good evening. This may be my last eggnog for a while. It's a new month. Going to drop a few more LBs. So I got that. Hey, Tom. You could fix the _00. Rumble didn't let my name be Ox, so I padded it with a suffix. I could just call you Ox. That's cool. I always want to make sure that I am, recognizing people by their preferred username, user ID, if you will. So, anyway, thanks for that, Ox. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, this could be my last eggnog for a while. I don't know. I just have to not buy it, because if I buy it, then I will have an eggnog every evening. And my problem is, I always like a good deal. So if you can get a quart for so much, but a half gallon is even cheaper, by the ounce. And then if they have a gallon, and that ends up being even cheaper, well, then that's what I have to buy. Silly like that. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm going back and forth. We like to mix things up. Anyway, I wrote a number of jokes to kick us off tonight. So that would be cool. Do me a favor, though. I see we got 13 people watching live in the Rumble chat. Let's see if we can get a couple more likes. I would appreciate that if you can smash the like button. Well, tell you what, let's do this. I'm doing my monologue. I'm going to go through a number of jokes I've written over last, since 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. It's pretty much when I started putting the show together. And if you like any of them, you can let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. Same on YouTube. You can do that as well. So let's do that. But anyway, yeah, let's get to the bad jokes, right? Okay. And didn't do cocaine earlier. I got some kind of allergies. They've been driving me nuts. And I'm a little concerned because these are not the jokes yet. I'll get to the jokes in a second. And I'm a bit concerned because I took some Zyrtec and then I took some of the good nasal decongestant. The kind with the good stuff in it that works. And then I have some spiced rum in here, and I might have some peppermint schnapps in this one right here. I hope I don't just pass out. You don't want to mix those things up. Let's see. Look at the Moon says, actually, black and gray is called half mourning. Widows would wear all black for the first year, full mourning, and black and gray the second year. So your shirt is appropriate. Well, there we go. Nice. And yeah, I'm just wearing a sweater tonight. I can't wear the Aloha shirt because I don't run my heat like so many of you. You run your heat so damn high. I don't know how you got to be rolling in the money to be able to crank it up as high as I heard the other night. Me, I don't know. We might be sitting. I might be sitting around 66 degrees on my thermostat. But that's how I roll. I'm cheap, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, this is allergies. And yeah, that's Hairway to Stevens coming in with a classic. I never liked cocaine. I just like the way it smells. That's a good one. I like that. Classic dad joke there. But anyway, yeah. If you like any of these jokes, do me a favor, hit the like button. So let's get into it. New York City's got a whole new attraction, folks. It's the Market of Sweethearts on Roosevelt Island. It's like the red light district meets an open-air bazaar. Mayor Adams says this issue will destroy the city. I guess New York's latest crisis isn't a superhero. It's just an influx of migrant workers looking for, shall we say, a different kind of green. Yeah. James Comer, he's making some noise about $40,000 in laundered Chinese money to Joe Biden from his brother James. White House says it's desperate lies and conspiracy theories. Well, if they're desperate, I guess the Biden family's bank account isn't. Oh, dear. Oh, this is terrible news. FIFA's 2034 World Cup is going to Saudi Arabia. It's causing quite a stir. They were the only ones who volunteered to host. Like that one kid who brings their own birthday cake to the party because they're not sure anyone else will. It's all about the PR, folks. And who needs human rights when you can have the World Cup? Am I right? Yeah. So, Venezuela, their so-called primary election was like a magic trick. Now you see it, now you don't. The authoritarian, come on, Tom, you can read this. Authoritarian socialist regime erased it with a wave of their judicial wand. It's almost like playing a game of democracy with a cheat code, and nobody's laughing. Yeah. Well, here's an unusual combo. A man wearing a Palestinian flag bandana threw live mice into a McDonald's restaurant in the UK while shouting about Israel. It's like the world's weirdest protests, and the mice probably thought, we just wanted cheese, not a political statement. Ooh. There's an update here. George Santos, the Republican lawmaker, is facing a heap of charges, managed to avoid getting the boot from the House. It's like trying to evict your roommate, but they've got an ironclad lease that doesn't expire until September 2024. Yeah. Ba-dum-bum. So, HBO's boss trolled TV critics with fake Twitter accounts. Oh yeah, it's like using a smoke machine to hide a bad movie. It's entertaining, but it won't fix the problems. No. Britney Spears' memoir, The Woman in Me, is a smash hit, selling over 1 million copies in the first week. It's pretty impressive for a coloring book. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is adding a spicy flavor to the 2024 presidential contest. In a three-way race, he's got 22% support. Well, Biden leads with 39% and Trump with 36%. It's like a political stew. And Kennedy's the hot sauce that might just spice up this whole dish. Yeah. In Shibuya, Tokyo, known for its epic Halloween parties, they decided to be a Halloween party pooper this year. They banned the festivities and even roped off the iconic Hachiko statue. It's like taking the treats out of trick-or-treating. Yeah. Now, Meta, you know them. They're trying to put a price on privacy by offering an ad-free option in Europe for £9.99, or €9.99. Is it cents in euros? $9.99 a month. Yeah. It's like saying you can buy your way out of ads, but all your data, that's still ours. And lastly, I got to get ready to hit the outro music here. Heidi Klum went all out for Halloween, dressing as a giant peacock. Her husband, Tom Cowlitz, played along by going as an egg. It's the only time of year where you can truly say which came first, the peacock or the egg. And in this case, I'm betting on the egg. All right, yeah, so those are my opening jokes. I'm gonna refresh the Rumble screen because they don't refresh. We got a couple more likes. We're up to 5, so there we go. Thanks for that. 5 out of 15. It's not bad. But if you liked any of those jokes, even the last one, I'm betting on the egg. Hit me with one more like. I'd appreciate that. So, yeah, that's cool. Cheese or cheeseburgers? Exactly. Ox says, why didn't anyone else bid for hosting FIFA? Don't the games help the local economy? When only one bids, it could be coordinated. FIFA's known for corruption. Don't tell me that FIFA is known for corruption. I mean, come on, just because they're totally known for corruption and they've been caught many times doing that. Actually, I don't know the story behind it. I do know that Saudi Arabia really is trying to, I don't know, shall we call it greenwash things? They are just buying up, sporting events and whatnot. They made a deal with the WWE, the pro wrestling outfit, to be doing shows there. And I think WWE is making about $1 billion a year by hosting 2 events in Saudi Arabia. The whole thing is to change the image of Saudi Arabia. I know they did that with the LIV golf tournament. They just, had a golf tournament and offered a ton of money, and that's pretty much it. Most people overlook things if there's money, a lot of money involved. I probably would too. But there's not a whole lot of money involved doing this, is it? This right here, this is a pit. This is a money pit. But I have fun, and I like hanging out with y'all. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Let's see. Is Russia allowed to the 2034 FIFA World Cup? Well, who knows if Russia will even be around in 2034. But then again, who knows if the U.S. will be around in 2034. I never thought I would say that, but the debt that our country has, it just is going up and up and up and up. And I can remember when I was a kid when we hit $1 trillion in debt. And now it's to the point that I think we're adding like $2 trillion a year to the debt. I don't see any way to fix this. I don't. It's probably the biggest thing happening. Probably the greatest threat. Probably more so than nuclear war or invasion or anything like that, or another big pandemic. I think the national debt's probably the biggest issue in the country, but you'll never really hear anyone talk about it because, I don't know, no one's got a solution. Guess what? I just found out that my hometown Texas Rangers were in the World Series. Then I forgot all about it. Then I found out they won. Wow. These things happen while I'm clueless. I was unaware that they were in the World Series. Did we just have the World Series? Is that... I haven't really followed baseball in quite a while. Went to a couple games when I lived in Texas. That was in the 90s, and that was about the last time I paid attention to anything in baseball. So, congratulations to the Texas Rangers. if they won. Look at the moon. So you're in Dallas then, or Arlington, right? Is that where they're at? They're in Arlington. Yeah, today was the final game. How about that? Beautiful little stadium they got there. In Arlington. I like that. Okay. So, hey, did anyone else listen to the Elon Musk on the Joe Rogan Experience? He was on yesterday, yes. For Halloween, he was on. I listened to everything that was free before, and anything that I could get before, beyond, I think it was like the first about 2 hours of it. I haven't listened to the last bit of it. If there is a last bit, I'm not sure, because I have to log into my, what the heck is it called? Spotify? Something like that account. And I didn't have that. I just downloaded whatever was available online. But it was really interesting. He talked about a number of things. They went out and shot an arrow into the side of a Cybertruck. I guess that's going into production, and they should be available next month. The Cybertruck. Of course, I don't think you can buy them. I think it was something you had to bought a long time ago. But yeah, Joe shot an arrow into the side of it, just bounced right off of it. Pretty incredible. And I guess Elon was saying that has a demonstration where they have a Tommy gun, like an old style mob gun, automatic weapon. And they shoot the Cybertruck like 50 times. No bullets penetrate it. Although it can go through the windows, but I mean the doors or the body is pretty safe. But overall, it was an interesting conversation. I liked hearing about it. He talked about that it's been a year with Twitter, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff there. I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good conversation, so that might be something to check out. But there were some surprises from the Elon Musk being on the Joe Rogan Experience. And there were some surprises. So let me get to the top 12 surprises from Elon Musk on the Joe Rogan Experience yesterday. Okay. Top 12 surprises from Elon Musk on the Joe Rogan Experience. Number 12. Cybertruck now comes with built-in rocket boosters. It's closer here. Number 11. SpaceX is opening a zero-G yoga studio. Oh. Nice. Number 10. Elon Musk reveals his secret identity as Iron Man. Number 9, surprise from Elon Musk being on the Joe Rogan Experience. He announced Tesla tequila that drives you home. Yeah. Number 8, Elon's new catchphrase, funding secured on Jupiter. Wow. Number 7, confirmed. The moon landing was just Elon's early test drive for Mars. Number 5 surprise from Elon Musk's appearance on Joe Rogan, announced cyber candy that tastes like Cybertruck. Ooh, yeah. Number 4 surprise, Elon's hidden talent, beatboxing in binary. Yeah. That was odd. Number 3, confirmed. Elon's flamethrower is a handy lunar barbecue tool. Okay. Number 2, Elon's secret to productivity, rocket powered coffee. And the number one surprise is Elon's offer to Joe. Join SpaceX. Get your own planet. All right. So anyway, I encourage you to check that out if you haven't seen the broadcast. I think it was pretty good. Erie Fairy says, and just like that, I didn't use to sniff the scented markers. I was never big on the scented markers. I was never big on the dittos. I know a lot of people like the dittos. Dittos were, for you young folks, the ditto machine was a machine that in elementary school you would have pages printed. This is before the Xerox copier. So before the copier machine, they would run this thing and it was a hand crank and you would crank it, and that's how you would get your activity sheet back in the day. And it wasn't actually black ink either. It was kind of a bit of a purple. And when it was fresh, when it freshly came out, it had a smell. And I know a lot of kids really like the smell of a fresh ditto, but wasn't really my thing. This is hearsay. I don't know for sure. Yes, I'm in Arlington, and we're building an even newer stadium. That's shocking because I don't know, how old's that stadium? Like maybe 30 years tops. I mean, it was very nice and very new, state of the art when it was built. One of the things that Arlington did, if I remember correctly, is they went for this trend from rather having a massive ballpark, they made it smaller, kind of more intimate, and then they could charge a whole lot more. And it kind of served as the model for a lot of other ballparks to come. Yes, top 12, good. The military protects us from defaulting on the national debt. I believe the only reasonable way out of these levels will be related to inflation, devaluing our debt, replacing with surveillance coin. X to be renamed as Twitter. There we go. There's an idea. Rocket Coffee does sound good. Planet Joe Rogan. Exactly. Look at the Moon says, I sniffed dittos back in the day. Yeah, a lot of kids love the sniffing the dittos. For whatever reason, I was not into the dittos or the markers, but I know a lot of people were. That is for sure. So yeah, no, as far as the national debt goes, I don't know. I think it's too big, and right now we're running a deficit every year of like $2 trillion. So there's really no way that we can inflate our way out of it. I think it's just too big to do. You could if it were smaller, but this is way too big that we're not going to be able to just use inflation to do it. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what's going to happen. He's rubbing his eyes again. Yeah, I tell you, I have some kind of allergy. I don't know what is up with it, but my eyes itch, got a runny nose, and fortunately I'm not sneezing a lot, but my eyes really do itch. It's yikes. Too much. Well, it's interesting. I'm looking here. Let's see. Why is that? Oh, I can see. Nope. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So what else is happening? New soap, Tom, shampoo, laundry detergent. Actually, no. I'm not. No, it's the same old. Nothing's changed. That would be the thing. I mean, literally nothing's changed. So It's obviously something in the air. I have been doing a lot of, like even today, I was out cutting wood, trying to get it all done. It was raining all day today, so I was actually outside in the rain with a chainsaw, because that's a smart thing to do, chopping stuff up. But perhaps there's something there that was kind of setting me off. I don't know. Well, we've tried it before, and what the heck? I want to try it again, at least just for a couple of times until we decide that it sucks. And so, real quick, let's just do this connections. We tried it the other night. We failed. I think we failed last night, but we can try it again. Tom's allergic to the increased levels of BS lately. Perhaps that's it. But oh man, I'm sorry. I know this is terrible watching somebody just rub their eyes. But yeah, let's check out the connections, shall we? So here we go. This is at everyone's favorite New York Times. It's a little fun little game. We're trying to find the 4 things connected. So we got 4 groups of 4. Now, we can look right away, and I see darn, and I'm thinking darn has something to do with knitting or sewing, and then we got sew. So we got darn, sew, and hem. What else? Oh, seam. Okay, I know. I didn't even ask for your help on this one. I picked the first one. This was all just sewing stuff. So, there we go. Use a needle and thread. So at least we got the first one there. Oh, man. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, house, follow, like, share. Uh-oh. ERM, E-R-M, I don't even know what that is. Scrubs. Scrubs, I'm immediately... Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, obviously, why, you know, I know... Oh. House ER. Okay, hang on. Let's deselect. I think you're onto something here. House ER Scrubs. These are shows about hospitals, right? Is there a 4th show that's about hospitals? 4th show about hospitals. What is Ratched? Is Ratched a show about a hospital? Does anyone know? It's too small for my tiny screen. Eerie Fairy, you need yourself a tablet or something. Watching on your phone is tough. Ratched is. Okay. So I think that this is a show. Oh, it's about a mental asylum. Okay, so these are all House, ER, Scrubs, and Ratched are shows set in hospitals. Okay, very good. Well, we know here we got like, subscribe, share, follow. Those are all things that I plead with people to do because it helps with the algorithm, apparently, or so they say. So, yeah, we got that one. And then lastly, and well. Those are what, filler words? Something like that? Expressions of hesitation. Okay, perfect. There we go. And in 2.5 hours, we'll get a new one. So, yay! We completed the connections for the day. Here's something I wanted to do real quick. How come all right is not in the last group? Exactly. All right. I'm with you there, because that is definitely a crutch, for sure. Stutters or faux pas. Exactly. So tonight, my folks are at Les Mis. And perhaps they'll watch this later, but I pulled up just a quick silly quiz. This would just take a second. Are y'all familiar with Les Mis? Well, this is Playbill, and let's see if I can, Playbill there. Playbill is they always print when you go to a play. It's usually printed by Playbill, a trusted theater resource since 1884. Classic. Oh, you saw the movie? Okay. Well, which Les Mis Miserable character are you? Are you a Javert or a Eponine? Take the Playbill quiz to find out. So let's do this. This should be really quick, but this is kind of in honor of my folks. This is my dad's favorite. So that's what they're doing tonight. Okay. Oh, hang on. Let's see. Your country is in the middle of a revolution. Where do you stand? The state must be protected. That would be no. Whatever is best for the people. Okay. Against the people in power. When will injustice stop? I will do what is right. Probably. This will bring about the hope we need. Let's steal some stuff. That's not me, but I wish it were, because as you know, I'm in Portland. We had, we just had all kinds of dumb riots and everything. Would have been the perfect opportunity to do smash and grabs if I were that kind of person. I'm not. I just don't have it in me. I don't know. I don't know if it's genetic, the way I was raised, or something about it. But like, I can't even litter. I'm just not capable of that. But I'm going to say I will do what is right. That's my choice here. Okay. Oh, there's only 5 questions. So how do I go to the next? Oh, what is your favorite music? I like to rock. I do. I like protest songs. Adult contemporary is cool. I don't know if it's cool or not. Taylor Swift and only Taylor Swift. Not me. Gimme indie rock. I used to like indie rock. Rap, you fool. And love songs and sad ballads. Oh. Well, they I guess I'm going to say I love to rock. Yeah, I'm just going to say I love to rock. What is your tragic flaw? I steal everything? No. I get sick a lot. I actually don't get sick very often at all. In fact, when I got the coof, during the pandemic, when I got that thing, right? And it was so little to me, I didn't even know I had it. What happened is my folks were going to come visit me. They live out of town, and sometimes they come and visit and stay with me. And I noticed I had a sniffle in one nostril, little sniffle. And I took my temperature, and it was like 0.8 degrees higher than normal. And I thought, well, I don't know, maybe I better go get a check, make sure I don't have the coof. And turns out I did. I was positive. But that was it. I wouldn't have even known if my parents weren't coming, and if I didn't go and take a test, I never would have known that I even had it, because it did so little to me. So I don't get sick very much at all. A rule is a rule. Some rules are rules. Speed limits. No. No right on red. I care about people too much. No. My criminal record? Well, that's been expunged. Well, I'm a hopeless romantic. Well, I probably am. And I can be a little obsessive. Yikes. They know me. I can be a little obsessive. Okay. How do you decide which Netflix movie to watch? I just pick the first thing I see. I go straight to the rom-coms. Whatever has the most explosions. Foreign films. I'm big on foreign films. Watching TV is a waste of time? No. Period pieces are my jam? It depends. And documentaries are my favorite. I want to learn something. If you want to learn something, don't watch a documentary. Documentaries are probably the least objective thing you can watch. They're always pushing one person's point of view. Yeah. So I'm going to say, I do watch a lot of foreign crap. So I'm just going to pick that. And last question here. What do you value most? Romance, hope, the community, loot, cool things, stability, or status? Well, if status, I'm doing pretty poorly. If you check my numbers. Stability, I don't know about that. Cool things, I got a lot of cool things. Loot, the community, hope. I'm going to say hope. I think I value hope the most. I really am an optimistic person. And without hope, I don't know what I would do. So that's hope. And it's telling me that I am Marius. You are Marius. Aw. You will grow up to care more about others than yourself. But for now, you're wrapped up in your own head. Don't forget too much of what you want. Remember to focus on what others want as well. Well, that's just sweet. That's just sweet there. So, Dad, if you didn't know, according to the quiz, I'm closest to Marius in your favorite musical. So there you go. Only trash people litter. I kind of agree. I don't understand litter. I don't get it. Only 8 people watching because of the algorithm. Oh, wait. I make 9 people. Well, I don't know that it's necessarily the algorithm. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I'm glad that you could join us. So thanks for joining Limited State. Cheers to you. Doug saying watching TV is a waste of time. It is, but, sometimes we need a waste of time. Right? Stability. Yeah, I'm big on stability, too. Riots in Portland. Well, we didn't have any riots today. We did have riots for over 100 days in 2020. It was pretty crazy. And it was so bad, it actually got one of my friends to leave town. He's like, screw this. I'm done. He's out. So what's up, Josh? Out there in Colorado now. But yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And they never quite made it to my house. They got pretty close to they would have these big hang out at night and just, I don't know, light stuff on fire and trash places. But I'm glad they didn't come up the street to where my house was, because I was pretty close to some of the big riots that they had. It was crazy. It was so crazy. It was so crazy here in Portland that I don't think people would believe it unless you actually saw it yourself. And then the problem is that Portland really is the I don't know. Joe Rogan and Elon were arguing about what is the leftist most place in the country, and they were saying, well, it's either San Francisco or Portland, one of the two. But people here will just not even admit that it happened, right? Anything that will make the left look bad, they were just like, oh no, it wasn't violent. Oh, it 100% was. So yeah, we had over 100 days of silliness, as I like to call it. Documentaries are all biased perspective, and movies that open with based on a true story sound like they are real, but they're mostly made up fiction. I agree with you there, Ox. 100%. You're a hopeless romantic, Tom, calling it. See, the thing is, I would say I'm a romantic, but I'm not hopeless, right? I am a romantic, though. That's for sure. That's for sure. But yeah, there definitely were a lot of riots in Portland. So let's see what else is happening. Oh, here's something I wanted to. Let's see if I can. Let's see. So here's something I wanted to talk about. Boom. Oh, we'll do it like this. So they're calling this Ron DeSantis with his cowboy boots that may have, perhaps, have some lifts in them. I talked about this the other day. And definitely he has some lifts in his cowboy boots. To me, don't care. Who cares? Right? He's feeling a little insecure about his height, so he's got some stuff stuffed into his cowboy boots. Who cares? He claimed that he didn't. And he was very specific. He said that the cowboy boots that he were wearing, that they were not altered. Or words to that effect. So definitely he has lifts put in them. And a lot of people in the press are saying that this is the moment, this is his Howard Dean moment, this is his Michael Dukakis in the tank moment. This is the moment that kind of like blew apart his campaign. Elevator boots. I like that. Yeah. And I have a problem with this idea. And what this is just a narrative. And this is just a narrative to get rid of a candidate. You know, I can think back to when Howard Dean, first up, let me just show you some of this DeSantis boots nonsense here. Let's see. Let's see if I can we make that bigger? Open image, a new tab. Okay, so here we go. If we look here, and these are just some stills from, I guess when he was on Bill Maher. Tell me he's not wearing hidden boots. And when you look at it there, if you look at the very front of the boot, it has a lot of pressure on it, as if, and then here on the right-hand side, they drew how he has his feet in the boot. And that does look kind of accurate to that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's wearing heels. I wouldn't be surprised at all. That's what it appears to me. But the thing that bothers me about this is, who cares? The press is making this out to be like, oh, this is the moment that, you know, he ended his campaign, because for whatever reason, the press likes to have a moment that they can say it's the end of someone's campaign. Well, I want to give you a couple examples here. So this is Howard Dean back in the day, 2004. And this was at the Democratic caucus in Iowa. And he came in third place, I believe, in this. And he was expected, he might have been expected to win. But he did really well in the Iowa caucus. And this is the speech. And one of the things is when you're dealing with people that don't do audio, you don't have the best professionals around you, especially when you're talking to a large group, you can't hear yourself with the microphone. There's going to be issues, okay? And so I just want to play this for you. This is when they say, this is when all the press came together and said, oh, well, now just because he yelled like that means that he can't be president. So this is what happened nearly 20 years ago.
You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? You know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Okay. And I remember that. I watched it live. And at the time, I liked Howard Dean. I did. I liked him. Now, it turned out that he ended up being a real jerk. But at the time, I did like him. And, but he really sold his soul after that. But that, to take back the White House, yeah! In the audience there in Iowa, everyone thought it was cool. He was just excited. But somehow, because he went, yeah! The entire media that didn't like Howard Dean at all. You know, remember, one of the things that he was going for was like a universal health care, right? Type of thing. The entire media just concluded just from, yeah! Well, that's it. He lost the presidency. He can't be president now. And they all ran stories. And all the late night hosts, they would all do jokes about Howard Dean going, yeah! Really? You can't be president like that? But, I mean, just look at Joe Biden, right? I mean, if Joe Biden, if the worst thing Joe Biden did was go, yeah, I think we'd all be really happy with it, because I could probably easily list 20 things far more embarrassing than a little yeah like that. And another example of this was Michael Dukakis in the tank. Now, this was the ad that apparently sank Michael Dukakis back in 1988.
Michael Dukakis has opposed virtually every defense system we developed. He opposed new aircraft carriers. He opposed anti-satellite weapons. He opposed 4 missile systems, including the Pershing II missile deployment. Dukakis opposed the stealth bomber and a ground emergency warning system against nuclear attack. He even criticized our rescue mission to Grenada and our strike on Libya. And now he wants to be our commander-in-chief. America can't afford that risk.
So that was a Bush ad running against Michael Dukakis, and they made a big deal that he looked like a dork wearing that helmet. He looked silly wearing that helmet. And again, the entire media coalesced behind this message that Michael Dukakis, he looked like a total nerd riding in that tank, so therefore he can't be our commander-in-chief because he looks like a dork. He looks silly wearing that helmet in that tank. And it's like, really? Really? Think about it now. Think about all the stuff that Joe Biden does It's cringy. It's the worst. We could only hope that he looked like a dork in a tank, right? I don't even think Joe Biden could climb up into a tank, right? But for whatever reason, I get really suspicious when all of the media gets behind one narrative. You got to wonder what's going on there. And so in this case, like in a way, I'm now more of a fan of Ron DeSantis. I'm like, no, he can put lifts in his cowboy boots. Who cares? Who cares? And you're making a big deal out of this? Why don't you go after a policy that he has? You know, pick something real. This is just like an ad hom attack that is just nonsense. But I guarantee you, all the late night show hosts will be talking about this. Ron DeSantis in his heels, right? Probably making something about heels and LGBTQ or something like that. You know, you can imagine the bad jokes that they're going to come up with for this. But it makes me think, no, like, why are they trying to get rid of Ron DeSantis? You know, in the same way, why were they trying to get rid of Howard Dean? Why were they trying to get rid of Michael Dukakis? It's just silly. And yeah, it just goes to show, anytime all the media gets behind something, you know, like they did for the lockdowns, like they did for 2 weeks to stop the spread, you know, that all the stuff that they would say about Trump. Anytime all the media gets locked into one story, I get really suspicious. And I'm really suspicious about this. That's all you got on Ron DeSantis is he's got lifts in his cowboy boots. Do better. Do better than that. You got to find something more than that. I don't accept that at all. Putin was shirtless on the back of a horse. Yeah, and that was awesome. That was awesome. Let's see. Here we go. Boom. Maybe he has one lift in one boot because his legs are not symmetrical. Yeah, maybe. Sounds like a cowboy. That's what I thought. I thought it was cool. He didn't have a military haircut under that military helmet. Okay. I like DeSantis. I like Trump too, but I can't handle another 4 years of TDS. Yeah, I do. My prediction is I don't see any way that the powers that be allow Trump to win. So I think no matter what the outcome is, it will not be that he wins. That's my opinion. In fact, I made that declaration before the last election. A lot of people were very concerned, and I told them my opinion on it, which is who would be the winner, who would be declared the winner, regardless of anything else. And I was right on that. And I am standing by what I've said. I do think the next president's going to be Gavin Newsom. I don't want him to be. But that's who I think will be the next president. And I don't see that there's any way that they allow Trump to win. So I think the smart thing for, you know, if you're of the belief that the last election was a fraud, now, I'm not saying it is, or it was, or it wasn't. I'm not saying it. But if you think the last election was a fraud, when Trump was in charge, why do you think it's going to be any better now that Biden's in charge, right? Doesn't even make sense. So I think for the good of the Republican Party, I think they should have someone other than Trump. Unfortunately, because I just don't think they're going to allow him to win. That's my take. I feel for Howard Dean. My wife acts like as soon as I raise my voice that it means I've lost the entire argument. Often, a lot of people see things that way. Whoever reacts the most emotionally loses the argument. So if that's the case, just be aware of that. I know that for myself, I have a voice that my voice really carries, okay? Especially in real life, because I do tone it down because I know there's a microphone here. But in real life, my voice carries. If I'm somewhere, if I'm in public and I speak up, you can hear it everywhere. And it can be a bit off-putting for some people. It can be scary for some people. In my opinion, I think, I'm just raising my voice a little bit. But some people react to it in a really kind of over-the-top way. And then I'll say, well, if you want to hear me yell, like, I'll yell. But believe me, I'm nowhere near yelling, you know. But that's because we all have different instruments. And mine just is a very, you know, if you got a deep, loud voice, it's scary to some people. So that's for sure. How about Biden's 1988 moment that the news reported plagiarizing so many speeches and endless lies? The mainstream media didn't discuss his credibility from their own prior reporting. They forgot. Yeah, that is a hilarious news clip that you can go and find where they go through all of the lies that Biden told, and he dropped out of the race in 1988 because, well, he's a liar. Now, that hasn't changed at all, but I guess they decided, well, you know, Trump, we need someone to go against him, and Joe Biden just kind of had the look of this kind of trustworthy grandpa with a big smile who could talk tough to go against Trump. And so they forgave him for all of his past deeds. So that's kind of what happened. Look at the Moon says, sadly, I think your prediction is right, Tom. Well, I hope it's not. I hope I'm wrong on my prediction, but I don't think so. I don't think so. One thing that you can do for predictions that I want to tell everyone to do, if you really think that you're good at predicting, right? If you really think that you know what's going to happen, there are places that you can put your money where your mouth is. Yeah, you can bet on these things. And I would say that those people that are not willing to bet, they don't really have a strong opinion on something, right? If you're not willing to bet something, you don't really have a strong opinion. You're not really sure. You can say that you're sure. And just because you bet a lot doesn't mean that you're sure, okay? But if you say, I know for sure that this is going to happen, you go, okay, well, you want to put $1,000 on it? And they're like, no. Well, how about 100? Oh, no, can't do that. How about $20? Oh, no. Then you don't know. You don't really have an opinion. Your opinion isn't very held strongly. And in many ways, I think it is important if you want to figure out, if you know, how you feel about something, put some money on it. You'll find out right away. You'll find out right away how you feel. So that's my encouragement on that. Lastly, let's see. Is there anything else going on? I think that's about all I wanted to do today. But I did want to be sure to touch on this Ron DeSantis moment. Who cares that he's wearing lifts? Would you wear lifts? I would wear lifts. I would, just for fun. I would try it. Why not? Give myself an extra, what do you get, an inch or two? I don't need lifts, but, just to be even taller. Yeah, why not? Why not? Who cares? I don't care. And I don't think anyone else should either. I wish he would embrace his stature if he really is. He claims to be 5'11". But you know, if he's only 5'10", 5'9" is the average height of a man in the U.S. 5'9" is the average height. So, you know, what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. Oh, there's nothing wrong with being short either, of course. But yeah, nobody cares. Yeah, but anyway, I guess that's all I have for you today. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I do appreciate that. This was kind of fun. And I'll refresh and see if I got more likes. If you liked it, hit the like button. It means something to me. It really does. So thanks for that. I'll be back tomorrow at noon on the West Coast for the my Coffee and Nuance show, my news show. And if you're on X, if you could do me a favor, follow me on X. I'm trying to make something happen over there. So that would be cool if you could do that. And but yeah, tomorrow noon on the West Coast, 3 o'clock on the East Coast, I will have my show. I'll have news of the day. And yeah. Take it in or two. Exactly. I appreciate you all. Have a beautiful night. See you mañana. Peace.